my channel Concept Learning. This is Rasagina. So, what are we going to do today? Yeah, I have told you in my previous class that we are going to do something interesting today. And what is it? We are going to imagine the problems in 3D geometry. Today we are not going to do any sums on the board, but we are just going to imagine the problem. Because what is 3D geometry? I have told you previously that it's only imagination, right? So today we are going to learn how to imagine the problems, okay? Are you feeling interested? Well, but before that, we are going to do some other thing, that is, I have forgot to tell you some small formula in 3D geometry. So first I am going to cover that formula, and after that we will go into the topic imagination, okay? Let's get started. So guys, the topic that I have forgot to tell you in my previous class is finding the angle between a plane and a line. We have already learned how to find the angle between two lines and two planes, but we don't know how to find the angle between a plane and a line. So it is not something very really new, but if you know how to find the angle between two lines and two planes, you can easily find out the angle between a plane and line also. So I'll show you the concept and then you'll understand very clearly. Let me tell you. So if there's a plane like this, that is ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. Okay, let me tell them a1, b1, c1, d1. Okay, so and I also have a line. Okay, and what is that line? That line is like this, and the equation of the line is x minus x1 by a2 equals to y minus y1 by b2 equals to z minus z1 by c2. Okay, this is the equation of the line. So you all know what the terms are. Am I right, or must I have to remember you? No, because those are a1, b1, c1 are the dr's of the normal to the plane. Am I right? Remember, I have told you already that only a line contains dr's but not the plane. So we are going to take the dr's of the normal to this plane. So let me draw the normal of the plane for you. That is this. Okay. So now we are asking you to find the angle between a plane and a line. So this is the plane and this is the line. So the angle between both of them will be this. Let me think that the angle between those two is theta. Okay. So let me think that. So what will be this angle then? What will this angle be? Because the total angle is 90 degrees. What will be this angle? That will be 90 degrees minus theta. Am I right? 90 degrees minus theta. Well, so if you were asked how to find the angle between the two lines, what are you going to do? You are going to use the formula, that is cos theta is equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square plus root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. That is the known formula. So let me do the same thing and write the angle between these two lines, that is the normal of the plane and the line. Let me write the angle between both those lines. Okay, so what will be that? That will be cos theta, cos of, this angle is 90 minus theta, right? So cos of 90 degrees minus theta is equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. Am I right? Okay, so that is it. So now in your trigonometry first year, you have already learned that cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Have you learned that? So well, let us write that cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta, and that's it. Sin theta is equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 by root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. and that's it. You can find the theta by writing sine inverse of a1 plus a1 a2 plus b1 b2 and whatever it is there over there. So you can find it out, find the angle between the line and the plane. So the difference in the formula used for both the lines and a plane and a line is nothing but to find the angle between two lines and two planes, you are going to use the formula cos theta equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 and so on. But to find the angle between a plane and a line, you are going to use the formula sin theta is equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 and that whole formula so on. So the only difference is this sin and cos. Understand? So it's clear? Now well, so that is the only concept that we left in 3D geometry. So if there are any other further concepts, we can learn while doing the problems. So today let's go into our interesting topic, that is how to imagine the problems. Okay, so let me write the first problem for you and let us imagine that formula. So guys, generally there are many problems while we are speaking about 3D geometry. Starting topics, I have told you how to find distance between 2 points, how to find uh, midpoint, and how to find center. I didn't tell you how to find the centroid of a triangle, I agree, but it's very simple. You will write in 2D geometry as x1 plus y1 by 2 comma x1 plus x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3, right? So while coming to 3D geometry, you write x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3 comma z1 plus z2 plus z3 by 3 also you are going to write. So there will be very simple formulas too much related to 2D geometry problems in 3D geometry basics. That is what I told you in my first class starting topics. So after that we have read about DCs, DRs and all the other topics, right? So from there you'll find different sums and new sums in 3D geometry. Until then everything is same. So now we are only going to discuss about the problems from DCs, DRs and planes, okay? So even when you find problems in DCs and DRs, only about DCs and DRs, you will only be having problems like if they give you a pair of DCs, how to find their DRs, and how to find the DCs if they give you one set of DRs. Okay, I have told you the formula for that. So that's very simple. You can find. Oh, also, if you want, we can also discuss those problems when we speak about IPA and competitive exam problems. But now we are going to discuss about the problems from planes. Only from there, your brain must start imagining things. Understand? So we are going to speak from there. And now let's look into the first problem. Okay. So the first problem is this. Find the distance of the plane 3x minus 4y plus 12z equals to 3 from the horizon. That is the problem. So this is a very basic problem in the planes, okay? So how do you do it? So doing that is very simple. If you want to just imagine, you can take any corner of the room that you're situated now as the horizon. And the corners of the room, that is the edges of the room, will be the axis. Okay, so you'll imagine that there's a plane like this on the opposite to the horizon somewhere around, and you want the distance from the horizon to the plane, right? So if you want to represent that on the board, you'll just do it like this. So you're going to find the perpendicular distance, right, from a point to the plane. If you are going to find out from the horizon to the plane, the perpendicular line you are going to do. So we already discussed how to find the perpendicular distance from a point to a plane. That is, you will use a formula. That is, if the equation of the plane is ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. There's some equation. If you want, you can also try this sum first, and then it will be very easy. Okay. So let us look. The formula will be distance is equals to ax1 if the ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 by root of a square plus b square plus c square mod.
So this is the formula. So you're going to use the same formula over here and find the distance. Here x1, y1, z1 is the origin. Okay. So that's it, and you're going to do the whole sum. If you want, you can also try this problem. Okay. So now let's look into problem number 2. What is it? Find the equation of the plane that contains the point 1 comma minus 1 comma 2 and is perpendicular to each of planes 2x plus 3y minus 2z is equals to 5 and x plus 2y minus 3z is equals to 8. So what is he saying? He is asking us to find the equation of the plane. So we want the equation of the plane, and he gave some conditions to find the equation of the plane. Now what are those conditions? He tells that um, the point 1 comma minus 1 comma 2 lies on the plane that is required. Okay, so now imagine that there's a plane in the space. There is some plane in the space that is like a book, or a small cardboard sheet, or anything. It may be plane, and on that there's a point 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Okay, and it is perpendicular to each of the planes, and it is perpendicular to two of the planes. Okay, so now there's a plane equation and you have two perpendicular planes. So let us discuss what is the procedure. Now you have to imagine that whole picture in your brain first. What is it? There's a plane, and there's a point lying on the plane, and there are two planes perpendicular to this plane. That image must be in your brain. See, like if I tell you an elephant, or if you read a story, in your Sunday books or any magazines, they give you some small stories, right? So when you read those stories, you will try to imagine those. If they say you that an elephant is in the river bathing, then you will immediately imagine the elephant that is bathing in the river, right? So in the same way, when you read the question in 3D geometry, you must be able to imagine the whole picture in your brain, that there is one plane in the air and two planes are perpendicular and a point is on the plane. You must imagine like that, okay? So now let's discuss what the process is. I told you already that I'm not going to do any sum today, but just going to discuss the problem, okay? So since already we have imagined the problem, so now let us do it on the board once. There's a plane like this, okay, and he have told us that there's a point 1 comma minus 1 comma 2 on the plane, right? So let us locate that point somewhere on the plane 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. So this is the point on the plane. Okay, so now he gave us two perpendicular planes that are passing through the plane. Okay, so let us think that this is a perpendicular plane passing through this plane. This is perpendicular, and there is another perpendicular plane passing through this required plane. So there are two perpendicular planes over here. We have, this is the only question that is given to us. Now we have to find the equation of the plane. So to find the equation of the plane, first you know what the given information is, and you must know what is required to find, and then you must see what are the unknown terms that you must find. Okay, so generally if they ask you to find the equation of a plane, you already know the general equation of a plane, right? So what is that general equation of a plane? You know that it is ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. But how do you find the equation of the plane? You have some small form. I told you one point form, that is because you only have one point over here. That is, so you must use the one point form. That is pakka. So now a into x minus x1 plus b into y minus y1 plus c into z minus z1 is equals to 0. So that is the equation of the plane, general equation of the plane. Okay. Now what are the terms that we should know? We should know the terms A, B, C and x1, y1, z1. So what is x1, y1, z1? It is a point on the plane. He already gave you a point on the plane, that is 1 comma minus 1 comma 2, right? That is the point on the plane. So you know here x1, y1, z1. You know that. Now the only unknown variables over here are a, b, c. Now what are those a, b, c? Those are the DRs of the normal to the plane. Am I right? So how do you find them? To find them, did he give you any, did he give you any information? Yeah, he did give them. He told that these two planes are perpendicular to this. So from this, what do you understand? There are the you know that the coefficients of this x, y, z are the DRs of the normal to these planes. Okay, so now I'll draw normal to this plane and another normal to this plane. These are the normal to the planes. Okay, so now if you draw the normal to the plane that we require, the required plane's normal, that is this. So now you can see that the required plane's normal is perpendicular to both the given planes because those are perpendicular. The planes itself are perpendicular to the plane, hence the normals are also perpendicular, right? So these are perpendicular. Now we have already discussed that if two lines are perpendicular, what is the condition that we are going to use? We are going to do the vector product 0. Now what is that vector product? We already discussed about it. That is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is equals to 0. The DRs, the product of the DRs, the sum, it is equals to 0. So when you equate this to 0, if the let the DRs of this normal, the required planes normal be A, B, C respectively, you know them. Now you should multiply this A, B, C with the DRs of this plane and this plane. Okay, and equate that to 0. Remember, equate that to 0. Sometimes we get confused and what we do is we put equal to this constant. That is the mistake that we regularly do, but you mustn't do that mistake now. Okay, so what all you have to do? You should multiply this A, B, C with the DRs of these two planes and equate it to 0. Then you will get two equations in A, B, C. And when you solve those two equations, you get the values of A, B, C and you'll put them here. You'll get the equation of the plane. Okay, very simple. So if you want, you can also try this problem after listening to this. Okay, so now let us look into problem number 3. Okay. So now let's look into question number 3. Okay, so what is question number 3? Find the equation of the plane. Even here we are required to find the equation of the plane. And let us see what are the conditions given. Passing through the intersection of the planes. Okay, the the clue that is given to you to find the equation of the plane is he gave you that the plane is passing through intersection of two planes and the two plane equations are given over there. And then whose perpendicular distance from origin is unity. So the perpendicular distance from the origin is unity. Okay, so now how do you imagine this problem? There are two planes intersecting. I have already in my before class when I told you about unsymmetrical form of a line, I told you how two planes intersect and what do they form when both the planes intersect. I have already told you that when two planes intersect, they are going to form a line of intersection. How? When two planes when two lines intersect, they form point of intersection. In the same way, when two planes intersect, they form line of intersection. Okay, so he's saying that these two intersect and from that line of intersection the required plane passes. And the other clue is whose perpendicular distance from origin is unity, and the plane's perpendicular distance from the origin is unity. So now how do we represent it on the board? Let's represent it on the board first. Okay, so how do you do it? This is one plane. and this is the other one. Okay, so these are the two planes. And what is it? What is this one now? This is called the line of intersection of the plane. You already know it. Now he is saying that through this line of intersection there's some plane passing. So now how do you draw it? You will draw something like this. Right? So this is the required plane equation that you need. And now he says that if there are somewhere axes like this, somewhere, and the perpendicular distance from this origin to the plane is unity 1. What is unity? Unity means 1 simply. Okay, so this is 1 now. Now what do you do? How do you do the sum? You have imagined it and we have also drawn it on the board. And now how do you do this sum? How do we do is, firstly let us look at the simple part. Understanding the passing through the intersection of the plane, all this is slightly complex. So let us look let us look to the second clue, which is very easy. He says that the perpendicular distance from the origin is unity, right? So what is it? You already know the formula to find the perpendicular distance of a plane from the origin. Not an origin, any point. From any point, the perpendicular distance to the plane. You have already known that formula, that is ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 plus d is equals to 0. I'm really sorry. Mod by root of a square plus b square plus c square. If the equation of the plane, if the equation of the required plane is ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. And what is this x1, y1, z1? That is the point through which we will find the perpendicular distance. Now here, the point through which we are going to find the perpendicular distance is the origin, right? Because from the origin, the perpendicular distance is unity. So now you will put 0, 0, 0 in this, right? So then what do you get? You get d by root of a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, that is the first clue. We have got that. Yes. Now what is the second clue? The equation of the plane is passing through the intersection of the planes. Two planes are given. Okay. So now what do you do is, generally while we are answering the question, when he asked us that to find the point of intersection of two planes, what did we do? What is the logic that we used? The logic that we used that day was not the assumption. I'm speaking about the logic. The logic that we used was, when two planes are like this, intersecting each other. Now, when we draw the normal to these planes, they'll be like this, up like this, but we cannot draw up like this now. So I'm drawing it side. And this is also perpendicular normal. When it is like this normal is also perpendicular to this line. Am I right? Perpendicular to that line. Well, so now if I draw a plane on that intersection, the only thing that we did here is, on the line of intersection we are placing some plane over there. So now if we draw the normal to this intersecting plane, it will come like this. And the normals of these two planes will be like this. That is, they will be perpendicular. Have you got the point? Just imagine that the normal to this plane will be like this side, facing this side. Am I right? And now the normal to these two planes will be facing you. That is like this. Like this. Okay. So these two are perpendicular now. So in the same way, the normal of this plane and the normals of these two planes are perpendicular. So now what are you going to do? When you have two lines perpendicular, what we do is, we will use the perpendicular condition, that is a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 equals to 0. That is a very important point. When two lines are perpendicular, the product of dr's and their sum is 0. That is the That is the only point that we use too many times in 3D geometry. So you must remember it a lot. Okay. Mostly in every sum we use that. In every sum, mostly. Okay. So remember that point very well. And now you will know A, B, C, values of A, B, C from there. And then you will put this in this and you will get D. And when you know this A, B, C and D also, you will definitely know the equation of the plane. Now here we need to use the 1-point form of the plane, right? We normally wrote the equation of the plane, the general form of the plane, and we use the two conditions and we'll get the answer. Even this problem you can try after listening to this class. Okay. So now let us look into problem number 4. So guys, now look into question number 4. What is question number 4? It is a very basic problem in straight lines. Now we have come to 3D line. Okay. We have done some problems about plane and now we are going to do some problems about line. Okay. So this is a very basic problem in line. Find the straight line joining the points. You have got 2 points and you must find the straight line joining those 2 points. Okay. So now how do you do it? How do you do it is, okay, you have to first imagine, right? This is a very simple thing. You don't even have to imagine this. But okay, there's a line and 2 points are situated. We'll just know the procedure of this problem now. Okay, so how do we do it? What is the general equation of a straight line, 3D line? That is x minus x1 by a equals to y minus y1 by b equals to z minus z1 by c. Is this the general equation of the plane? Perfect. So now, what are the unknown variables that you must know in this problem now to find the equation of the line? The only unknowns are x1, y1, z1, a, b, c. So what are x1, y1, z1? Those are the point passing through the line. Okay. So now you have 2 points passing through the plane. So you don't have to worry about the x1, y1, z1 now. Okay. Now the only thing you have to worry about is a, b, c. Here this is a line. So you can directly find the DRs of the line. You don't need to have to find the DRs of the normal to the line because this itself is a line. Okay. So now how do you find the DRs of a line if 2 points are given? We have already discussed about this. Yeah. What do we do is, if you have 2 points x1 comma y1 comma z1 and x2 comma y2 comma z2, then the DRs of the line which is passing to these 2 points is x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1. Yeah. So this is the thing that you're going to use if you want to find the set of DRs if you know 2 points on the line. So you'll get the DRs, that is A, B, C. Okay, that's done now. You know A, B, C and you know x comma x1 comma y1 comma z1 and you're done. Okay, now you'll get the equation of the line. A very basic problem. You can do it and get the answer also. Okay, so now let's look into some more deeper problem in lines. So generally when you want to do the sums based on equation of the line, finding the equation of the line and all, only based on the line, the questions are very rare. Most of the questions in your competitive exams are generally asked by combining the planes and lines. Don't worry, we are also going to do such problems also now. Okay, so now let's go into question number 5. Okay, so guys, now let's look into problem number 5. Okay, this is problem number 5. I have forgot to mention the number. Okay, this is problem number 5. So let's look into this problem. This is also a very basic problem where we have intermixed the concepts of planes and lines. Okay, so now let's look into this problem. What is this? Find the coordinates of point where the line meets the plane. So what is he saying? He is asking to find the coordinate of a point where the line meets the plane. What is he saying now? A line that is x plus 1 by 2 equals to y plus 2 by 3 equals to z plus 3 by 4. The line meets, that is intersects the plane. Okay. So we should find the point where it intersects. That is the point where it meets. So have you imagined it? It's very easy, very simple to imagine. If this is a plane, then there's a line passing like this. Now I need to find this point over here. You can imagine it in your mind, right? Well, so now let us see how do we do it. So what we do is, you already know that I'm drawing the diagram that you have imagined just now in your brain. Okay. So this is the plane. That is, you know the plane equation, that is x plus. Okay, let me write it also. X plus y plus 4z is equals to 6. Okay. So this is the plane. Now he told you that there's a line that is passing through this plane. So let us think that that is this line. Okay. It meets this plane at this point, at this particular point. Okay, that is a point. That is the point. Now you must find out. And you also know that this is the equation of the line. So, do you remember how do we find the general point on a line? We have did this when we find the foot, when we discussed about the concept how to find the foot of the perpendicular on a line, of a point on a line. Okay, so at that point we have discussed how to write a general point on a line. How do we do it? If you have not remembered, I am going to tell you. You will put this is equals to some k or some any constant k, r, l, whatever you want. Okay. So after putting that, you are going to write what is x in terms of k, what is y in terms of k, and what is z in terms of k. You are going to write all those three. And now you know a general point on the line. So let us think that the point is here. It's a general point. That point changes when you change the value of the constant k. Okay. So you want the point that is passing through this plane, right? So now let us think that this general point is passing through the plane. So the general point that you have found out, you must put it in the place of x, y, z over here, because that point is passing through this plane. Then you will get the the value of r. Okay, you will get the value of r. So then after knowing the value of r, that is k, the constant we have thought it as k, right? So whatever you think, so you will get the value of k, and you have found the values of x, y, z in terms of k, right? So in that point, you have to substitute the value of k. Okay. Then you will get the values of x, y, z, and then the sum is done. You will get the point over there. The point at which it is meeting. Okay. So that is it. So today I'm not going to do any problems because I'm just wanting you to imagine the problems. Okay. So in my next class, we are definitely going to do all these problems. I'm not going to stop in middle. We are definitely going to do. But if you want, you can try also after this class, listening to these sums, the process. Okay. So now let's look into question number 6. So guys, this is question number 6. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you how to do this problem, question number 6. Okay, I'm not telling any problem. I'm not even going to tell you how to imagine this problem also. This is your homework problem. Okay, you must try to imagine yourself. Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything. But if you don't, okay, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to do the procedure, leave it. But definitely try to imagine the problem. And I'm sure that you're definitely going to do it. Okay. So if I'm definitely going to tell you how to do this problem in my next class, but just try to imagine the problem. Okay. So in my next class, what am I going to do? I have already told you that in my next class, I'm going to solve IPE problems with you. Okay, I'm going to solve IPE problems with you. So guys, do not forget to share, subscribe and like the video. Also subscribe to the channel for more and more videos. Okay, and because if you share and like the video, I'll be motivated and do more and more videos for you. Also write in the comment section below if you want any topic to be thought. Okay, so thank you for now. Meet you in my next class. Bye bye.